There we go. Hey, everybody, welcome. Come on, come on. Listen, it's Sunday of Con. We're all exhausted. Did y'all get some cool stuff on the floor, though? Did you? Okay. Did you buy any Power Rangers items out there? All right, welcome to welcome to our panel. It's Morphin Time. My name is Ben Cleaver. I'm a comedian and actor. I am one of the hosts of the Con Guy podcast, and one of our hosts, Jim, always likes to remind people it's con as in convention, not con as in we're trying to con you. But tonight we have some very special guests. We love doing our Power Rangers panels at live cons, which are back, baby. And tonight we have some of our favorite Rangers on to talk about their time on the show. And we're celebrating 29 years of Power Rangers. So I'm going to go ahead and, what do you say we just bring some Power Rangers out here? All right, let's do it. So first off, you know her as the Yellow Ranger from Power Rangers Megaforce. Please welcome the lovely Ciara Hanna. Oh, there she is. I was looking over here. Hi, Ciara.
Hi.
One of her castmates from Power Rangers Super Megaforce, the Silver Ranger, please welcome Cameron Jebo. I think one of our Rangers, I believe, is parking right now in the parking structure, so we will bring up Abraham in a little bit.
Another hour or so.
Another hour, just hang around. And then, who's next? I don't even remember who I put down here.
Roger.
Roger. Ooh, yes. Roger. Our most seasoned. I was going to say old school, but our most seasoned senior? You want me to call him senior, Karen?
You heard this, Roger?
I'm going to bring up, you probably know him from Power Rangers in Space, Turbo, other incarnations. Please welcome Roger Velasco. And last but certainly not least, the Red Ranger from Dino Charge. Please welcome Brennan Mejia. Cam, why didn't you bring your helmet?
He brought his jacket.
What?
Everybody, oh, you did bring your jacket.
Oh, I brought my jacket. Oh, you guys want to see something cool?
Go get it, go get it.
It's actually really cool.
We'll just vamp. We'll vamp while we're out here. One thing I'm very excited about, I'm very happy to see that over the pandemic, I am the only one on this stage who gained any weight. And Ciara had a baby. So
Woo! Thanks.
she gained and lost an entire person.
Yeah, he's not there anymore, guys.
Okay. What am I doing? I did bring this. This is...
Oh, shiny.
The original one.
Yeah, they made
that-
this for me.
It's custom. Does that work?
Just wear it.
Oh, flip that thing out. Yeah.
It doesn't fit me anymore.
Oh,
Wait,
don't wear it.
oh,
He
swole,
got too
baby.
swole. There you go. All right,
No,
so...
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I got very lucky. Azim was roaming the halls of Saban a few years ago, back when Saban still owned it, and he found a random shelf with a bunch of clothes on it that didn't look like it belonged in their storage area. And sure enough, it didn't. It was all of our original jackets. Not all of them, but it was like 3 or 4 of ours from
Not mine.
From Super Megaforce, I think. Megaforce as well. But and he was like, "Hey, these shouldn't be here. Can I have them and give them to the cast?" And mine was one of those. So
Wasn't John's too?
I think John's and Drew's and his and mine. I think maybe just the guys, but that's the one. That's the first, like the hero one that they made for me, like out of Italian glove leather. It's like really special to have in my closet now. Memories.
All right. And that's what we're here to talk about.
There
What
you
we're
have
gonna
it. Thank
do-
you guys so much. You've been amazing.
What we're going to do tonight is, or this afternoon, is we're just going to share a few stories, and then with about 15, 20 minutes left in the panel, we're going to open it up for some questions from the audience. And so you can ask your favorite Rangers some of your favorite questions. Please keep it decent. So, Roger, I referred to you as the most seasoned of the Rangers on the panel today. Cameron wanted me to call you senior.
He's vintage.
But
He said vintage.
Antique.
vintage works much better.
Old school. I don't know.
So can you?
Classic.
So I think a lot of us probably grew up on Rangers, but since you were earlier on in their iteration, how is it that you came on to the show? How did you get the part? Did you audition? Was there some sort of special process?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy actually because, well, first of all, it was a phenomenon back then. It was just crazy. These guys were everywhere. They were getting mobbed at the malls, Disneyland, and all that. So when I heard we were auditioning for this, I was like, oh, that crazy TV show that's going on right now for kids, right? Yeah, I auditioned, came back one time. I auditioned 5 times, screenshot twice, I think like 7 times. They did a huge casting call. I think it was like 50,000 people. They went to Florida, Texas, Chicago, it was all the big cities. And yeah, they put me through a big process. I shot twice with them. I auditioned 5 different times. By the 7th time, honestly, I'll be honest, I was like, I'm ready, either hire me or I'm moving on. That was my attitude. Honestly, I was like, either hire me or next. And they ended up hiring me, so that's how Carlos came about. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a fun experience, but it wasn't easy. We auditioned a lot and they mixed matched us a bunch of times. Yeah, it was cool.
Was there a lot of physicality to the audition process?
There was. We also did some like martial arts and stuff. We shot a lot of that stuff, and they had us come in and not shoot, but do fighting sequences and stuff. Yes, I did. Yeah, it was cool. It was
nice.
fun. A fun audition for sure.
Yeah. And did you film here in California?
We did. We had stages here in Santa Clarita, right on the other side of Magic Mountain, right across from Beetleborgs and Jag. So we had those stages there. But we're on location a lot. Vasquez Rocks, Death Valley. We were the Rock Quarry after 605. I don't know what that's called in Irwindale. We blew a lot of stuff up there. So yeah, we were just blowing stuff up all around town. It was fun for sure. We shot in Death Valley at 127-degree weather. It was crazy.
We never had to do that.
It was insane. Our director went they took him on an ambulance because he dehydrated. They took him to the doctor. Yeah, it was crazy. You would drink water all day and not go to the restroom. It was interesting. Yeah.
Now, for the other 3 of you, you all shot in New Zealand, right?
Yes.
So that's probably not Death Valley at 127 degrees.
No, I mean, we had a different experience where New Zealand's interesting, where you can have every weather in one day. Like, it'll be rainy, windy, hot, cold, all in one day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So you just kind of be prepared for
anything. You
anything.
could travel like less than 20 miles and have a totally different scenery as well. You'd
Yeah.
be like in a bamboo forest, and then all of a sudden like an evergreen forest, and then
sand
out to
dunes.
sand dunes, and then a beautiful
Beach,
ocean,
yeah.
beach, and then so it's totally diverse out there. The land is amazing.
It makes sense why they would go there to film things, of course.
Yeah.
Brennan, let me ask you about a little
Can
bit.
I ask you something?
Yes, you absolutely
Why
may.
does everyone get like these fancy water bottles and I have like a normal water bottle? I'm just curious. Like, I mean, nothing against normal water bottles, but like.
Because until Abraham gets here, you're the kid on the panel.
That's. Well, we both were getting non-fancy water bottles.
Oh,
So.
okay. You and Abraham are at the kids' table.
Okay. Anyway, what is your question? What can I do for you?
Well, I was just gonna say, talk a little bit about your experience, because you're kind of at the end of. Again, barring Abraham showing up.
True.
You're good. What? Ladies and
Fashionably
gentlemen,
late,
Abraham
like always.
Rodriguez.
Yes. That's why the Sixth Ranger comes later in the season.
Oh!
This is the first time me and Cameron meet in person.
Yes.
It is.
Really?
What's up, my man?
Wow, there's a lot more people than I expected.
We're huggy people.
And they're all waiting for you.
This is the first time we meet in person too.
How you doing, buddy?
Hello, I need to like. Ooh.
Grab a water.
Here's your non-
Yeah, have some water.
I get normal
We have like a
ones.
screen.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, yay. Let's
Yeah, are you behind the right name tags?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I moved theirs.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
good.
swapped.
I swapped it.
Thank you, Cam.
I work hard.
Such a gentleman. Abraham Rodriguez, ladies and gentlemen.
Gold Beast Morphers Ranger.
What an entrance, right? Why didn't I get that entrance? What the hell?
Do you want to run out and then run back?
Next time I'm gonna run in late.
Roger, just go outside and come back in.
Do it over.
We'll set up the smoke machines. Where were we? Brennan.
Yeah.
I was going to talk, just ask you a little bit about your experience with auditioning compared to Roger's. Was it different? Was it a lot of the same?
So I initially auditioned for Samurai, which you did too, right? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you both did. Okay. So I did like 3 auditions for that, didn't get it, and then I was jaded, and I was like, you know what? They don't want me. Fine, I'm not gonna audition anymore. And then a buddy of mine was auditioning for something near the Dino Charge audition, and so he went and talked to the casting director and was like, hey, I have this circus acrobat friend who I think would be like cool for your show. And they're like, oh, well, we want to meet him. And then so I decided to go and audition again, but I was like aloof because I didn't care anymore, you know, like. Because I was already rejected, so I was like, "Well, you don't want it, and then they want you. That's what happens."
Right.
That's why you got it.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
like, screw it, whatever.
I know. Then
Yeah,
whatever.
you're so cool
And then
about
you
it.
get it.
Wait, I think I was in that audition. I
Samurai?
sat.
Do you remember me? I
No. I was like either reading or taping with Iris when you auditioned for one of the. Because I had
What
just
did you
come-
say about me when I left?
You were because I
Were you the reason I was hired?
Yeah, they
A few
brought
of
the
us- a few
Megaforce
of us went in
in.
and like helped her out on some stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And I remember you, and I remember Peter and Yoshi, I think, coming in.
It depends on which day. I remember Michael and Camille.
Definitely Camille. Dude, you were good.
Thanks. You got the job.
Obviously, he got it.
I did handstands in my audition. Everyone did martial arts, and
I
I
did a
brought like my
cartwheel.
handstand canes, and yeah, I did. It's true.
That's
Nice.
cool.
But,
Now,
yeah.
a couple years ago when we first did this panel, I think it was WonderCon 2019, you did a few handstands out in front.
I did.
Would you be willing to do that tonight?
I would.
Would everybody like to see him do a few handstands?
All you have to do is ask.
Oh, like
Seriously.
Right now. Like on this?
Who's down for stunts tonight? Who's
Done. All right.
Him for sure.
do it, Brennan? Go for it.
Heard
Look
it.
at him. Look at him.
I'll do
We're
it
just
on the-
starting it off with
He's so
handstands. Normally we
ready.
wait
I love
for
it.
He's,
Get your
but
cameras ready.
I think we were
ready.
the only Rangers that have to
tape.
do like a running test. Like they made us
You
run in the
were,
parking lot
yeah.
to show like we ran heroically.
is that was right after our
I'm not kidding. It was a
Yeah,
thing.
that's because we were the least fit season of Power
They're
Rangers.
like after Megaforce, make sure you
All
run
the
right.
snacks.
Yeah, right.
Make sure you make him run.
We just ate all the time.
They had so many
Were you
cookies
gonna do it on
and
the
nuts
table?
on set. Oh.
Of course not.
Thanks. All right, I'm gonna do a handstand.
Did you test
on the
the-
table.
did you
If it
test
breaks, I'm
the-
sorry.
No.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Red Ranger.
So that's how you book Power Rangers. You do handstands on things. Like
I'm always waiting for something bad to happen when you do that.
All right, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm like waiting right there.
Okay, Cameron, your turn. No.
No.
And let's, I'll save you two for last. Let's move on to Abraham. You are the freshest Ranger. You're fresh off your run with Beast Morphers. Can you talk a little bit about, did you grow up watching Power Rangers? Was this something that you had known all your life? Was it something new to you?
Yeah, my two older brothers grew up watching the show, so I like saw it from them watching it. I particularly didn't watch it a ton, but when I
But
got
then
the
like Dino Charge
audition,
came out and he was like, "Yo."
yeah, I was like, I saw him and I was like, I want to be him. And then I got the audition and I saw that it was for New Zealand, like filming in New Zealand. I was like, obviously this is fucking, this is amazing. And then I was like, Nickelodeon, like obviously. So, yeah, I went in. I was originally auditioning for the comedic duo. I had a producer session for the comedic duo, and in my producer session, our producer Chip Lynn asked me to read for a Ranger, and then I continued in the Ranger audition process, and then that's how I became this guy eventually.
Woo!
Yeah.
That little wiener.
The little weenie. L7 weenie.
Now, I do like how
You
Roger,
get it, you get it, you know.
I like how Roger was like, Chip, like you knew. Like,
Of course.
Chip's old school, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
Yeah,
good.
he was a writer when I was around.
Yeah.
He
okay.
wrote a lot. I think most of the episodes that we were in, he wrote them. Yeah.
So this is like Power Rangers is a family thing that's gone on for generations. Talk a little bit, Ciara and Cam, if I may lump you together. Can you talk a little bit about your experience on Megaforce?
Which experience? What part of it?
Well, the family experience in particular was very prevalent on our season because we had the big reunion You know, we had so many of the older Rangers come back and hang with us in New Zealand for a couple of weeks and shoot with us, and that was my first real reality check as to how big the franchise is and how massive in time and reach that it is. Because, you know, you're meeting Rangers from 1993, and I'm going, man, I was 3 years old. And they're still
Me
going.
too.
Like, they're still at it. Like,
Wait, are you older than me?
You guys are like the same
What
age.
month?
He's a couple
July.
months older.
July of '90.
October of 90. Okay, you're older.
We're all together.
I know.
And then there's Roger.
Yeah, vintage.
Kitty.
I graduated in '95.
Heck yeah.
But you know, on a real note,
Hey, I
though,
was on TV on '97. Yeah, that's right.
Mine on.
Ooh,
Yeah,
97.
97, 90. Yeah, that's when I was on.
How old were you when you started?
19.
Man, that's cool.
I was like 22, maybe.
21, 22 for
21,
me.
22? Yeah. But on a real note, like as far as the family aspect goes, when we all were done filming, we all went out to sushi one night, and it was
For
like,
the legendary battle, right?
yeah, and we just like played. It was like speed dating. Like we all just kept changing chairs and talking with the other Rangers, and it was like we had known each other forever.
Yeah.
Like all of our experiences were very similar to each other's, whether it would be in the 90s or early 2000s or whenever we were shooting. It was really special to just see and meet these people who've had the same, like at least very similar journeys to our own.
Yeah, I remember when we got casted, Jonathan, our producer at the time, told us, like, you're not just joining a franchise, you're joining a family. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, sweet. That's what
Everybody
everyone says.
says that
Yeah,
when you join 'em.
but literally that's what it was. And we, like Cameron said, especially with our legendary battle, like bringing the old Rangers, which we never met before. We went to Power Morphicon to get announced, the Megaforce team. And it just, like, we ran in, we ran out, we peed, and we left. At least I did. I was so nervous. And then when Cameron came, it was like our missing piece of our puzzle. That was a perfect combination. It's true. And then when the past Rangers came, it literally was the most welcoming experience where you're so intimidated because we grew up watching Power Rangers. I watched, your season was my favorite in space. Yeah, it's the first one I remembered. I remember hearing the theme song and I just would run to the TV. Cool. And it just, you don't know what to expect. And they were literally with open arms. And that's what Power Rangers is. It's a giant family, and even to newcomers, you guys come in and you're instantly our family, and that's...
I think I sent you a picture of your binder in the makeup trailer of the season, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, say hi to everyone, because it's crazy how, like...
A lot of this crew just stays.
People,
Yeah.
Like, all the years, so it's
Yeah.
really cool.
It was,
go ahead.
It was funny welcoming the legendary Rangers to New Zealand and to our set, because it was, you know, it's our season, and having them welcome us to the Power Rangers family.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, really? You accept us?
I actually got invited to this episode, but I said I wanted more money, and they're like, next. They moved on. I got invited. I was supposed to be out there shooting that episode with them. Yeah. I think there was a couple of us that did that. Yeah, Blake too, I think.
Really? Asking
Yeah, I was
for more
supposed to
money
be
from
out there.
Power Rangers doesn't really work.
I'm like, you know,
we learned
well,
this
you know,
the hard
I had to do my math with what I was doing. I was like, I just need a little bit more money right now, you know, and it just didn't work out. But
You were there in spirit,
I should have went. I should have just taken it, but at the time it was just
there were a lot of
wasn't
people.
working out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Great experience.
Roger, any from your seasons, because you did several different iterations, any funny stories from on set with any of the other Rangers? Did you play any pranks on each other? Anything fun? Anything appropriate?
I don't know if I can share any of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, honestly, between Selwyn, Blake, and I, we goofed off every day.
Selwyn, definitely.
Yeah, we literally right before action, we were doing crazy stuff. Like, oh man, I can't even say this. Yeah, you had to be careful, or else Selwyn or someone would flick at you in your privates right before action,
not appropriate.
and you're like, you're action. You're like, shit. I
isn't
know.
Power Rangers
Sorry,
After
I'm
Dark,
sorry.
Roger.
They would do crazy. I'm sorry. They just used to goof off a lot. And then keep in mind, Blake was like 14 or what was it, 12, 13. So,
That's right.
yeah, he was at that age where, it was interesting. But I guess the one crazy story is when our second AD went. The part that I didn't mention is we were in our honey wagons in AC. Me and Selwyn used to always open up our honey wagon, so we turned it into one big, unit. And we were 126-degree weather. We took him and I loaded up the trash cans with Heinekens and ice. So we were, on set having a Heineken. It's hot inside. And then the second AD comes like, you guys are about to be up right now. And we're like, oh, I don't know if it was me or Sal and handed him a beer. He drinks the beer. He got dehydrated. He's on his way to the hospital. So that's the reality of that story. So yeah.
For those of you that don't know, a honey wagon is like a mobile dressing room.
Yeah, so
it's like
keep
a
in mind,
trailer.
guys, we're under like 16-hour days. We live in these places, right? We were shooting that much, so sometimes we would have a beer on set. I don't know. I'm an adult. I don't know. So that's what happened.
How about Ciara? Any fun stories?
I mean, there's a lot of fun stories. It's hard to pinpoint because, well, we were a very professional cast. Like, we were there. We didn't mess around too much. We're on set. We get the job done. But we did a lot of things outside of set. Like, we all lived together. Yeah. Like, even Cameron didn't even he had his own apartment, but literally lived in our place.
I just set up the cot in their like front hallway.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's like right outside my
I was living
wall.
across town. I was living across town, and I mean, we all like seriously. I showed up, and we all meshed. So we all loved hanging out with each other, and I didn't want to leave, so they were just like, sleep in the front hallway.
And Alex came, slept in the front hallway. Everyone
Alex
slept at our house.
Hartman from Samurai, he came
Yeah.
and slept in the front hallway.
But like joke-wise, I don't know. Like Azim would love doing the shoulder tap thing. Drew loved knocking cookies out of your hand. One time, there was one that was actually kind of funny. Me and Christina shared a trailer because, we're girls. Woohoo, girl time. And one time we had John, our Blue Ranger, come in, and he hid underneath the, like the cabinet underneath like the back little like honey wagon things. And so he's underneath hiding. You can fit a human in there, we found out. And Christina acted like she had something wrong with her little brown boo. And so they came in and he popped out and scared them. That's kind of the craziest thing we did. Really? I can't think of anything
We weren't too
crazier.
I mean,
No.
we went out.
We had a lot of fun at our house, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
You said appropriate, right?
It was like real world New Zealand though. Like,
Yeah.
like
Literally, we always said we wish we had cameras set up.
Yeah.
It's literally real world.
it was fun. It was a ton.
The whole crew would come over, hang out in our house. It was fun. Yeah.
Did your work week end on a Thursday?
But then we did ADR on Fridays. Yeah.
ADR on Fridays, maybe.
Ours, us too. Yeah. Well, the filming week ended on Thursday, so we would call it Thursdays.
Yes.
And we'd go out after that.
I feel like you guys were a lot crazier than we were.
And I thought every cast was like this, but then I learned that, like, our cast was one of the only ones that every single one of us liked to party and like go out. And, like,
Well, I think Drew stopped drinking right before I got to New Zealand.
Second season, he stopped. Yeah.
So I was like, oh man.
He wanted a healthy lifestyle, our Red Ranger, and he decided to focus on healthy living and food and everything. So
It was actually really cool.
yeah, Drew's an awesome guy. If you ever want advice with all that kind of stuff, he's great, really all about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't really. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
That's okay. and Brennan and Abraham, on your seasons, was it kind of a similar situation down in New Zealand? You were all living in a house together and working?
not my season. I roomed with Christina and Liana, who played Betty and Roxy, and we all had
I
like
came over
a
there, right?
roommate.
When we
Yeah,
did the
you
crossover? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a really nice apartment.
Yeah,
Like,
you did.
the view was like the water. It was by the viaduct. Like, yeah, we would see all the cruise ships. They would park literally in front of our window. It was crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we always had like everyone come over and stuff, and we have little hangouts there. But for the most part, everybody lived like on their own or had like a roommate, but we all weren't together like that. But we all did stay in the city, so we were all like walking distance from each other, which was really nice.
That's nice.
But yeah.
I will say our season kind of ruined it for everyone after us because they tried to push everyone to live together.
We did together too. Yeah.
No, I know
You guys did
Yes,
too?
we did.
they pushed it hard.
Yeah. Our experience was probably not as fun as your experience, though.
We had a great time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so, okay, like Yoshi and I moved in with the expectation we were going to move into the back house because we were both engaged at the time to our respective wives. And like, oh, they're going to come out and visit. So like, let's be in the house. But then when Davi, our Gold Ranger, gets there, he'll move in and then we'll move out and we'll room together because him and I hit it off really well. But then Davi's like, actually, I'm not going to move in. I'm going to get my own place. And then we got stuck in the house and I was going to move out anyway. But then there's like some pushback, like, no, well then like random people will move in. And then two Rangers, who will not be named, decided to move out anyway after giving me a hard time about it. And then we had random people move in. And so like we had this Ranger house and then like people from, where are they from? Like France or something? I don't know. But we had like random roommates move in, like every day they're like, oh, what happened on set? They wanted like all the spoilers. 'Cause, like, they're just like, we didn't know who they were, but yeah, they were nice. It was just, yeah.
You said strange French people move in with you and ask
I mean,
for Power
they were
Ranger
strange
spoilers?
French people. They were just people who were French that we did not know.
Strangers who were
Strangers that were French, yeah. Yeah.
The strange.
Do you have to be strange to be a stranger?
No, because I'm strange and I'm not a stranger
That's true. You're not a stranger.
Yeah.
to anybody here.
No, not anymore.
That's why you're
'Cause you
good
guys know.
in.
No, we've been homies. We just haven't hugged yet.
Yeah. COVID.
By the way, we're going to open it up for Q&A here in just a couple of minutes. Really quickly before that, I wanted to point out and appreciate our ASL interpreter. Right to our right. Thank you so much for everything that you are doing. It is wonderful. I love that they do that. I love it. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have any anecdotes or anything funny to share before we open it up to questions from the audience?
I mean, a funny thing on set, like Michael Tabor and I on a Halloween episode, so all the Rangers were ghosts, like that's what our costumes were. So like, just like the sheet with the eyes. And him and I decided to like switch places in the episode. And then like no one knew. Like they literally.
Wait, you like actually?
We actually pretended to be each other for that scene.
So it wasn't in the script.
No, we just did it.
That's cool.
And then for ADR, I had to dub over him, and he had to dub over me because we were in each other's spots, pretending to be each other for the scene.
Oh, I have a funny thing to add to that. So me and John are Blue Ranger. What? So there's a lot of scenes where you literally don't see where we're sitting at the froyo counter or randomly in certain places. Me and John would hold hands underneath the counter or behind under the table, and like we pretended in our heads, we talked about it, that Gia and Noah had like this secret relationship that no one knew about. So we would hold hands in certain scenes. Yeah.
I didn't even know about this.
Because we thought it was so funny that no one knew that like secretly Gia and Noah are in love. But we would just do it when you can't see our hands, but we know.
Funny.
And then not so
that.
low key. Gia's flirting with Orion, so like
Gia flirted with
you
everyone.
out there, you hussy.
Secret storylines from your favorite Power Rangers
Yeah.
episodes.
I totally forgot.
Oh, my
about
wife
that.
is in a couple episodes.
Oh yeah, she
as
was.
an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
What? She's in like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, she got a work visa and like everything. Yeah. I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love that.
All right, so it looks like we've got some folks lined up for questions. When you do, you can tell us your first name and address whichever ranger you're asking the question of. If you do have a question, the microphone is right back here at the end of this aisle. Yeah, you can just let us know your name.
Hi,
And,
I'm Vince.
Hi, Vince.
Hey.
I had a question for Cameron. As an actor, have you learned any valuable experience that was unique to doing Power Rangers that has helped you in other projects?
That's a good question.
How much time do I have? No. Okay, off the top of my head, just learning to not be intimidated regardless of the size of set you're on or the caliber of actor you're working with or director or like regardless of who or what you're working with, don't be intimidated. Trust in your training and your instincts and your talents, and you will probably have a really good time, and your product will come out looking good. How's that? For
Great.
That was
I
good,
loved
ditto.
it. That was great. I learned something. That was good.
Good acting.
I took
Because, you show up to some of these, like Power Rangers was my first big job, really, one of my first on-camera jobs ever. And I show up to the first day on set, and it's just me filming. None of the other Rangers are filming.
Yeah, you had a big day.
And I'm in full wardrobe, all kinds of crazy dirt and blood makeup, and I'm getting blown up, basically. Like I'm running through the rock quarry on Andresia on another planet.
in your long hair.
Yeah, in a wig that takes like 2 hours to put on, and there's like cameras on cranes, and they're like fancy RE cameras that are like, $50,000 a piece, and there's all kinds of pyrotechnics and everything, and I'm like, I'm out of my league, I shouldn't be here, like there's no way. And then our director, I think it was Charlie that was directing that episode,
Charlie?
maybe, and he was just like, no kid, you look great, like just trust, you look awesome and you're doing a really good job, so just don't be intimidated. And sure enough, I saw the footage and I was like, oh, that's rad. And you can take that mentality to every film set, whether you're shooting on an iPhone or whatever, and your confidence in your craft and your talents and skills will take
Imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. You don't like.
Yeah,
All of us feel it at some point. It's like, no, we're here for a reason. So
Yeah, trust yourself and trust the process, pretty much.
Yeah, that was mine.
Thanks for coming to Masterclass with Power Rangers.
Yeah. Full
Up
courses.
Up next, I believe we have a ranger from your guys'.
Troy, where have you been?
Is that a Superman?
Been hanging around.
With Finding Robo Night. Jeez.
My question is a generalized question for all of you. Did anything ever happen on set where you messed something up, broke a prop, broke a helmet, broke something where it delayed it hours or even destroyed the whole day of filming?
Cameron's laughing.
Not the whole day or anything, but
It wasn't your fault.
which one are you thinking about?
How many things did you mess up?
Oh, that was typical though. So,
I said another one.
I don't know if you guys already know this or not, but we shoot with the actual toys from Japan that they produce as like with the Morphers and some of the swords and or weapons and stuff, especially the Morphers. And some of our Morphers are like prototype pieces, and so they're kind of fragile. And so we have to be all, gung-ho and going all out, being like, rah, and like doing our Morpher thing. And I absolutely snapped mine in half, like once a day. Like, wow.
Yours was fragile, to be fair.
Mine was so fragile
Yes.
because it was like a prototype, and they didn't have any others made. So, that happened. But then for sure there was one time when we were shooting a civilian fight scene, so a fight scene where we're not in our Power Ranger uniforms, and it was raining. It had just stopped pouring rain for like 3 days straight, and so
Is this the one where he slips? I was about to say that.
Oh, okay. You want to tell
No, go ahead. I'll add to it if I want to.
So they had to put they had the location already booked for the day. They couldn't change it around, and if you guys know anything about locations,
mud.
And yeah, they're hard to rebook locations, and so we just had to film in the mud, and they were able to put down these like rubber pads that were like really big rubber mats that kind of helped, but you're still running around.
I mean, the scenes where like we're running like, oh shoot, I'm stuck. Okay, where they run like that.
You have
run
to
and
stop really short.
Yeah,
And
run
so
really
hard.
fast and stop. Yeah, sorry. Ooh.
Yeah. Well.
Well, that was one of these scenes. In the mud.
In the mud. Azim.
I felt like I was there, Ciara. Thanks for that.
Sorry, the whole ground.
Azim went all out on one of those runs, and he tried to stop short and just
Slipped.
flew up into the air.
But he didn't do it just once. He did it
No,
twice.
he did it again.
Yes.
Landed in the mud. His entire left side was completely muddy, so they had to preserve costumes because they still needed the hero costume for the big scene later. They just decided to hose him down. So literally, John and I are walking by and we're like, "Oh, what happened?" And he's like, "Screw you guys!"
He got so
He was
mad.
so angry. He was like, and they're literally just like spraying him down with a hose, and they just didn't dry him off. They're just like, "You're just gonna have to look wet for this." And then he goes up and does it again. And so poor Azim got extremely muddy and wet that day. And
What's actually super, super impressive with filming in New Zealand is there's so many shots you can watch and scenes where it's literally raining.
Yeah.
And you can't see it on film. But they end up taking hoses and buckets and making all the ground wet.
Yeah.
That way they can't tell the difference. But it's literally raining, and they would just put us underneath umbrellas and put them off really quick for the shot and then put them back over. But you would literally never know it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
The camera work is
rains
so
a lot
good.
there. It's kind of like Auckland is kind of like Seattle almost.
Yeah.
It's like tropical and then very rainy, like
Yeah.
not tropical.
I guess like something I did on set so the guy who played my dad, Ruben, it was the scene like where we finally meet each other and we're playing baseball, and they don't play baseball. I don't really play baseball either, but like they don't play it in New Zealand. It's not like a sport really there. So like we're getting used to like throwing back and forth for the scene, playing catch, and it's the actor's birthday on this day, and it's his first day on camera. And I threw the ball, and his glove was here, and his face was here, and it didn't go in the glove. Hit him right in the eye, so I gave him a black eye on his birthday. He had to get like butterfly sutures like on his face, so they had to put makeup on it, and I felt so bad because I pegged my dad in the eye in his first day on set on his birthday, and so I bought him a steak dinner to apologize. I felt so bad.
Good man.
So that
Go on
delayed
the
filming
eye
for a
or
minute.
never mind.
Yeah.
That always fixes things.
Right?
Steak
I don't even
dinner.
eat steak, but he did, so it's fine.
Good times, good times. Thank you.
How about you? Yeah.
Great question.
Thank you for your question.
Who's up next?
Something or someone.
Hi.
Like, I'm just perfect.
Oh,
Not on.
microphone. Microphone.
Stream
check.
it at us.
My name is Shane.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Hi. So my question is, how upset were you when a lot of Power Rangers seasons were taken off of Netflix?
So upset.
Oh,
So mad.
I can't say anything because mine's still on.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, ours is gone.
Watch Beast Morphers.
My
both seasons on
crossover's in Beast
Netflix.
Morpher, so it's fine. I'm still on Netflix too then.
It's kind of a bummer because it is fun to like show your like little nieces and nephews that.
Just to go back and watch the history of Power
Wait,
Rangers
the
is cool too. And
Coolest thing. I mean, your guys' season isn't on there anymore, but you know how you're on
Rubbing it
Netflix.
in.
If you're on Netflix and you're not watching anything, you know how it goes to like the slideshow moment, right? Right?
Yeah.
So it's so cool to just be sitting on the couch and then I see like Power Rangers Beast Morphers and it's like this like thumbnail of like all 5 of us just standing there and then other shows like huge shows are like sliding through and then ours is just on there like that's cool. Come
it is
on,
cool.
that's
It's a fun.
awesome.
It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of bummed out, except Abraham. He feels great.
Sorry. I'm like soaking it up, okay? Now's my time.
Thank
I'll
you.
take you down too. Don't
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Shane.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Iron. So my question is, in typically every season you have the mentor type character, Zordon, Mentor G, Commander Stanton. My question is, if you could swap mentor from a certain season to your season, who do you think would have been the best mentor for your season?
That's good.
The mentor from Samurai, I think I forgot his name, but G.
G.
Yeah.
I mean, Zordon's obviously
Zordon's like
cool,
the.
but like Keeper in my season goes out and actually fights with us sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Zordon couldn't do that.
Yeah,
so.
Ghostay was like apparently what, an uncle of Zordon, or there's some.
Oh, really?
Apparently,
I didn't know that.
apparently there was something like that. I don't know. Tiki heads, big heads, they all kind of go together. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Zordon. I finally met him a couple of weeks ago. He was pretty cool.
David.
Icon.
You just met.
I just met him. Yeah, I literally just met him. Like
so nice.
the last con I did, I'm like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Fans are like, what? You just met Zordon? I'm like, yeah. So I'm gonna stay with Zordon. He's a nice man. Yeah, he did. We destroyed him. Andros did actually.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Say, how dare you?
I would choose G. Or Samurai. Mr. G? Master G?
I don't have an answer.
I would say Dr. K for my season, even though she did come back for that one episode with my character specifically, I think it would be huge for him to be mentored by Dr. K throughout the show.
Nice.
Yay.
Thank you.
Great answer, Abraham.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for your question. Who's
Thank
up
you for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
So,
Hey.
Hi, my name is Gordon,
Hi, Gordon.
and I went through a bunch of questions, and I landed on one. First, I went through 6 auditions of Power Rangers.
What?
Didn't get it. So, but when you were talking about it, I kind of just understood.
Which
what
season
You
did
can
you audition?
sympathize.
I went through auditions from 2013 to 2015. It was like 2 years. I had 6 auditions.
Don't stop. Keep
I was gonna
going.
say, don't
Just
stop.
Keep going. Keep going.
Well, I never went back.
And get better. And get better.
There's,
But
but
that's
my-
one thing that they kept telling us, just keep showing up.
there's been a few Rangers who auditioned for quite a few seasons.
Like
of
Like
Power
us
Rangers.
3?
Like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know that.
But my question is for all of you. What is one thing that you took from Power Rangers, whether it be like an article, an item, or something mental that you do today or use today still? Not the handstand, Brendan.
I brought that to Power
he
Rangers.
brought that
I didn't take it from Power Rangers.
Um.
I got to keep my lab coat, which was a really big deal for me.
Did you really?
Yeah.
We got
They first said I wasn't allowed to because we weren't allowed to keep our ranger suits, and that was something that they like wanted to keep. But then they like secretly sent it in like the box that we got at the end. We got to pick 10 wardrobe items.
same.
We didn't get to pick anything. I put the top down on my convertible and threw my chair in there and my communicator and I boned out. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm like, I'm out. I guess the one thing I did take that was life-changing is a memory, is working with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Children's Hospital. That changed me, like turned me into a man. Seriously, that was life-changing for me. I'll never forget that. Seriously.
Yeah, same with me. It's like a lot of it has to. There's 2 different things. All of it's mental. I only got to take my bra because I don't think anyone else wants that. I still have it. It's great. Works great. No, Gia bra. Anyway, she had. Anyway, so I took 2 things. One, the Make-A-Wish Foundation and meeting fans has been a life-changing experience for me, and just seeing how you're a part of someone's life and how you've changed it, that's been mind-blowing to me. Also, just for work-wise, resilience, just going to set every day and working hard no matter what the weather is, no matter what your mood is, no matter how you're feeling, no matter what. Literally, Power Rangers pushes you. Every single person who's gone out for Power Rangers that's got in contact with me before they even signed the contract of that has asked me like my opinion and like how was it, and I always just say don't do it for the money, do it for the experience, because you will have the best experience of your life. You will have friendships for life. You'll meet the best people, and you literally will be ready for anything. Those sets are amazing working grounds for an actor, and I know a lot of people say that for soaps, but I say Power Rangers is like you're there every single day. You work.
It's a boot camp.
Well, it's a boot camp.
Yeah.
It's literally a boot camp, and I feel like I'm a stronger actor because of it.
And I think one of the reasons why it fosters such a tight, relationship between the actors is because it's such hard work.
Yeah.
You're all going through something very difficult, very mentally.
It's not glamorous.
And physically taxing together. And so for the rest of your life, like Ciara and I, prior to today, hadn't seen each other in probably 3 years, maybe 2.5 or something because of the pandemic and everything. But like we can look at each other and just like 1,000 memories come to mind, and we're just giggling about stuff instantly.
Yeah.
So it's really special. That's more of what we take from the show, for sure.
And like she said, you can't get sick, you can't be tired, you can't be like, I don't want to get out of bed today. And no, you can't. You gotta show up. And not only just show up, you gotta be your best.
Yeah.
You gotta go in there, you gotta crush it.
And the newer seasons, like, we lived in a foreign country, so, like, you are each other's family while you're there. And then, like, for me, I was about to quit acting when I booked Power Rangers. Like, I told my agents I was done. I was working at the San Diego Zoo as an acrobat 7 days a week when I booked it. I signed up for college, so, like, I was literally, like, done, because I hadn't booked something in, I think, 2 years. And then through Power Rangers, it reignited my spark for acting, and so, yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
So you learn stuff about each other.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thanks for
Thank
that
you.
awesome question.
I think we have time for 2 more questions, I think.
Or maybe 3.
2.
Really fast one.
2 more questions. All right, so who do we have up next?
Batman.
Hi, I'm Artin.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Nice to see you all. So this question specifically to Roger. So I actually grew up watching, like, in space. I had the Best of Power Rangers DVD. So the one episode that I watched a lot was the crossover with the Lost Galaxy Rangers with the Psycho Rangers. So I was just curious, like, what is your favorite moment in that episode? Since that was like the first official crossover episode.
First of all, just going back and working with those guys again, that was a very special moment. Of course, the introduction of the Psycho Rangers, they've been legendary. And anytime that we got involved with the Psycho Rangers, for me, it was awesome. It just hyped up the show so much, and they were so popular. So just being on set with them, Lost Galaxy Rangers for sure, again, working with them. And then anytime dealing with the Psycho Rangers, I would say, including now, like, these guys are awesome. Now they're my friends. Now they're my friends, right? Patrick. Yeah. So yeah, he's super cool, by the way. Anyhow, yeah, I love the Psycho Rangers. Anytime I dealt with them, it was awesome.
Sweet. That's awesome. Thank you for your question. This is going to be the last question. Thank you all for asking questions. What is your name and what's your question?
My name is Christian. This is for Abraham.
Yay!
Okay, so, all right. Did you know in Japan, the Gold Ranger was a beetle, and in your season, it's a mantis?
Yes. The question?
Yeah, that's the question.
Did I know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told that before. They did make Steel, the Silver Ranger, the Scarab Beetle, and then they made me the Praying Mantis. I don't know why. I don't, but I'm happy they did, because now I get these cool things, unless this was the beetle before anyway, but I'm taking it for what it is, and I'm a praying mantis, and I think that's awesome. Also, because behind that is like, oh, you think a praying mantis is like nothing compared to, we have a gorilla, we have a cheetah, a jackrabbit, right? But the brains is what matters, because
That's why they're praying mantis.
Nate created everything. The Power Rangers, Morphex, the weapons, everything, so don't underestimate, right? Right. Beautiful thing.
Right?
Wait, isn't that a style of martial arts also, like the praying mantis thing? Yeah, I think it's a style of martial arts too.
Mantis.
Yeah.
Mantis.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for your questions. I'm so sorry to the rest of you that
guys.
lined up.
It's so good to be back at conventions and seeing you guys again. It's
Yeah, I love doing I just met Cameron for the first time today, so this is awesome. This is cool.
yeah.
I do have a couple things I want to say before we release this panel. Roger, I believe, and Abraham will be signing for a little while today at the Morphicon table, right? Is that right?
Yes.
And that is near the Godzilla on the floor in between pillars B5 and B6. So if you want to get something signed by Roger or Abraham, please swing by there. The convention center is open until 5 p.m. or the con floor is open until 5 p.m. tonight. This panel was brought to you by our podcast, The Con Guy. You can also find
The Con Guy!
Thank you. You can find us at theconguy.com. We also stream on Facebook. We usually do live podcasts, video podcasts on Monday nights. We'll stream on Facebook. We'll stream on YouTube. Are we doing anything else, Jim, besides those? Everywhere you find podcasts. You can download the audio and get it on Spotify or any of all those places. Once again, let's give it up for our Power Rangers that we had here tonight.
Go Power Rangers.
I have one thing to say.
What?
One thing to say.
Abraham has one thing to say.
One last thing to say, my beautiful people. I wrote a poetry book. It's called Mixed Feelings. It comes out May 3rd. Everywhere you buy books, Barnes & Noble, Target, everywhere. Buy it. If you pre-order it now and screenshot your receipt and DM me a pic of it, I'll personalize a pre-order gift and mail it to you. That's 1 month from today, so you have a month left to do that to get a pre-order gift. Thank you all so much.
What's the name of it again?
You. Mixed Feelings.
Mixed Feeling.
By Abraham Rodriguez. Thank you all.
I'm picking it up.
Abraham Rodriguez, Brennan Mejia, Roger Velasco, Cameron Jebo, and Ciara Hanna, everybody.